This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that. You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, June 19th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Tori, Brandon, and I'm Sam, and we are very happy to have journalist Lindsay Granger with us again today. Yes, girl. Let's do it. Here we go. It was a replay of some of his greatest hits. Last night, the president officially kicked off his re-election campaign in Orlando in front of a massive crowd of supporters. The president's family was on hand for the big event, in which Trump revisited a lot of the themes from his 2016 election, including slamming Hillary Clinton.
Make America great again. The only collusion was committed by the Democrats, the fake news media, and their operatives, and the people who funded the phony dossier, crooked Hillary Clinton, and the DNC. The wall is moving along. It's moving along rapidly. It's beautiful. I changed the design. It's stronger, bigger, better, and cheaper.
Wow. Democratic presidential candidates responded to the president's speech, including Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. Take a look.
It's going to take me a little while to settle down because I just had the extremely unpleasant experience of actually watching Donald Trump in action. An hour-and-a-half speech of lies, distortions, and total absolute nonsense. That is quite an experience.
Meantime, a lot of people are talking about something else the president said. It's all about the Central Park 5, which has been in the spotlight thanks to the Netflix miniseries When They See Us. Trump was very vocal about that case back in 1989. He even took out this full-page ad calling for New York State to adopt the death penalty following the attack. Ultimately, the 5 men were exonerated in 2002 after another man confessed, but the president was unwilling to apologize for his past harsh comments about that case. Watch.
You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt. If you look at Linda Fairstein and if you look at some of the prosecutors, they think that the city should never have settled that case. So we'll leave it at that.
Ooh, after watching that miniseries, it was so hard for me to even sleep at night. There is no right or wrong in this one. Clearly, the prosecution, New York State, Linda Feinstein were all wrong. And Fairstein, we're all wrong. Thank you for that correction. And these individuals, and I know you've seen the series too, and just being a black woman in America, you can relate to the injustices that occur. How could President Trump in this moment, let's put everything else aside, in this moment, double down and not just apologize that he got that one wrong?
I would say that he might be embarrassed because he's on the wrong side of history, period, here. You know, these guys were exonerated. They were proven to be, they had nothing to do with this incident. And so their livelihoods as children was taken away from them.
Yes.
And so if you can't just see the human in that moment and just say, hey, I was wrong, or just say nothing at all, I would have rathered if he said nothing at all in this instance.
Does that bother you as a conservative? Does that bother you? Do you want to be able to, because I feel like in this day and age, and Tori, chime in, if you call someone out, whether you voted for Trump or not, all of a sudden you're ostracized. It's like we can't have duality of thought and praise him for one thing and then tell him he's wrong for another.
Well, I think that in 1989, as a businessman, when he took out the ad, you're allowed to have an opinion whether or not you want the death penalty. That's fine. But as the president, to look forward and see how far we've come with that Central Park 5 case, you should know I was on the wrong side of history there. If I'm going to speak about it, let me be accurate this time.
I'm sorry, Tori. It just goes to show, Lindsay, that cell phone footage doesn't matter. It goes to show DNA doesn't matter. It goes to show that being exonerated doesn't matter. This is how they see us when they see us. So how is Barbecue Becky or a bad cop supposed to respect us when our own president is triple downing on something that he said, calling for someone to be murdered, to be killed, to have the death penalty? So it just sucks for these kids that Kim Kardashian wasn't part of their team. Otherwise, he would have been able to, exonerate them or come back and say something more in their favor right now.
Well said.
Very well said. And when you say the DNA doesn't matter, blah, 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 it's the truth that doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
And that is what scares me. It's also an unending need to incite more violence, right? Instead of saying what you said, I got this one wrong, I'm on the wrong side, it's push forward. They shouldn't have settled. It's a never-ending push. So the Proud Boys are a white supremacy group, and they marched during this Orlando thing, and they said Pinochet is right. That is an Argentinian dictator that would take his opponents, dissidents, and throw them out of helicopters.
Wow.
So we're in a new world, which reality doesn't work, and truth doesn't work, and we're pushing for violence. Not a good place to be.
All right, well, chime in, DBL Nation, please. I know that you have a lot to say. Former Disney star Bella Thorne is really upset with Whoopi Goldberg right now. The 21-year-old actress has had a rough few days. She says she got hacked and blackmailed over the weekend, all over some nude photos that she eventually posted herself on Twitter. But Whoopi Goldberg took issue with Bella taking the pics in the first place. Watch what she said on The View.
Once you take that picture, it goes into the cloud, and it's available to any hacker who wants it. And if you don't know that in 2019, that this is an issue, I'm sorry, your age does not, you don't get to do that.
Well, Bella is hitting back, criticizing Whoopi for blaming the victim in a series of tearful videos she posted to her Instagram story. Watch.
Shame on you, Whoopi. Shame on you, and shame on you for putting that public opinion just out there like that for every young girl to think that they're disgusting for even taking a photo like that.
Wow. What do you think, Lindsay?
I really think that we need to stop woman shaming and maybe blame the tech companies. They can create all these apps that have us hooked and sitting on them for hours, but they can't create the software to protect us from getting our images, our information robbed. And that's a problem to me. I'm not feeling protected at all. And if you pay $1,000 for this iPhone or for whatever phone you have, and it's really crazy that you cannot take a picture and it be a safe space. What's the money for?
That's a really good point. And also Whoopi Goldberg, I completely disagree with her on this, and I've always agreed, almost always. Not only did she have those pictures hacked, which is criminal, she was extorted. There was blackmail. Why are we not discussing blackmail deterrence? Why are we blaming someone for taking a private photo? That's not illegal, and she's absolutely allowed to do so. I think this is blaming the victim, and it reminds me of rape culture. I don't like it.
I think Whoopi's probably just being a little protective. Like, even as a mom, she would tell you, oh, don't send, I mean, if you talked about news with your mom, she would say, don't send that.
I think offering advice and caution is totally okay, but you got to have timing, right?
Yeah.
And it's how you say it. If you just got robbed and you did leave your door unlocked, maybe we would have that conversation over, or I would want to hear that advice if I was young, but not right away. And I wouldn't want you to blame me. I would want you to blame that burglar off you, and then we can have those conversations.
But your wiser mom might tell you, hey, why did you leave your door unlocked? Why did you leave your person?
Your wiser mom would not have said that's disgusting.
Yeah,
right.
So the word choice was wrong.
She completely shamed her. Completely shamed her, and it just goes to show all those teenagers out there who may have done that. How do you think they felt in that moment?
Whoopi's a role model for a lot of them.
It deserved a more nuanced conversation. I think yeah, we could have done it here on this show. So Bella Thorne, you're welcome anytime.
Bella?
Yep. File this next story under parents behaving badly. This brawl broke out at a youth baseball game with 15 to 20 adults getting into a fist fight, throwing jabs, haymakers, and even sucker punches at each other. It all went down this weekend in a Denver suburb. Come on, Denver. The fight started after a parent disagreed with calls made by a 13-year-old umpire. Police posted the video and say they're still looking for the man in a white T-shirt and teal shorts for throwing a sucker punch.
Yeah, you see it?
There were a few minor injuries, and police gave out citations for disorderly conduct. Brandon, come on now.
Disorderly conduct?
This is embarrassing.
You said 15 to 20 adults. I saw 15 to 20 idiots in that video.
Amen.
And they only get disorderly conduct?
Yeah.
We need to make these rules a lot more harsh. And it goes from that to people running on baseball, football fields, attacking the players or touching on the players. The rules need to be a lot harsher because this is just out of control. And we're always talking about, what about the kids? What about the kids?
Yeah.
Well, what about the kids?
Yeah, you're
I
raising
disagree with that. I think,
what?
Yeah, I disagree because I was in dance my whole life.
Lindsay.
Parents get upset. I did a backflip and this girl's mom went off on my mom. And my mom was like, who are you talking to?
But
like,
what
my
does
daughter
that
didn't
teach your
backflip.
children?
I'm not a bully. Am I up here bullying?
No,
you
you're
guys?
not.
Exactly.
You're
I think that's extreme to say your kid's going to become a bully because your mom protects you and goes off.
I think there's one thing.
I understand slapping somebody up because they.
Okay, we're talking about a fist fight here.
If somebody does something to your kid and like breaks their leg or messes them up in the game, maybe you don't put your hands on them. But I understand getting upset about it.
And I know this is a little PC astounding, but let me say something. What we said in the beginning, when you incite violence over and over at the top levels, I know this has always happened, but this is trickles, extreme. I know that, but it trickles. We've seen this many times. Parents getting that upset, and they
they shouldn't get in the fist fight.
Right.
But if a parents haven't want to share words about an issue with their kid, I totally get it.
Lindsay, you get somebody killed with that.
Listen,
you
I agree.
Killed.
I do want to end this segment with a really heart-touching video of a great parent. Here is an example of a great parent and a great child. So stop what you're doing. Take a look at this adorable video. 20-year-old Sophia Wilcox tweeted this video of her stepdad opening his Father's Day gift. She framed all the handwritten inspirational notes he wrote to her in middle school, and he was speechless.
I think it's something about that she kept them all. She kept them all for 6 years.
And you know, my stepmom has been a huge influence in my life. And I just want to read something she sent me Sunday when I was feeling homesick. And you know, I was telling her I was feeling homesick. I call her Ma. Can you send me something to, you know, lift my spirits? And she goes, being around family has always been important to you. You're at the point in your life where those things that you have sacrificed for so long have become important. You are a late bloomer in your career choice, and your career takes time to become seasoned. Continue to stay focused and patient. It will come. I'm proud of you. Love you too. And that hit me. I was crying because I'm homesick. Now I'm crying because I want my stepmom. But it's just, I don't think people realize like what you're walking yourself into when you're taking care of someone else's children. Not saying my mom is still my best friend. My real mom is still my best friend. But you know, to take in, to put frescas in my lunch every day, wash my dirty drawers from coming home from football practices and stuff. Regina, you're unbelievable.
Amen. Well said. Well said. DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, flattering summer styles. We've got the skinny on the shorts for every body type. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Undocumented immigrants in New York will now be allowed to get driver's license. Well, possibly. People are fired up on both sides of the debate. We'll share your comments coming up next.
Best. Hi there, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. It's Wednesday. Wednesday, right, Alex? Wednesday it is. It's hump day. We're here again. We're halfway through the week, and we can do it. That was a really nice story from Brandon. If you have any step parents that you'd like to shout out, please do that in the chat. We'd love to hear about it. Let's go talk to the desk and see what's going on. Yeah. Hey, guys. Brandon, that was really nice. Well done. I really liked that. Thank you. That was sweet.
Someone wrote in, guys, Naomi, and said, and I know Naomi usually, I think, likes Whoopi, but Naomi says, Whoopi was so wrong and mean. And I think a lot of people...
But I think it's okay to have the conversation, though. So it's not necessarily what Whoopi said, because I think a lot of people would advocate for you to just take extra precautions, but at the end of the day, you can't blame that person. Yeah. Right? So you could offer, advice, I guess, but don't call someone disgusting. Don't shame them. The only person you should be shaming is the one that committed that criminal activity. Right. She didn't commit any criminal activity. The hacker did. So it's weird that we or they had the conversation all about her and not so much about protecting.
Right, and the tech companies, like, how many celebrities or people has this happened to at this point?
So many.
So many. So, like, what are you guys doing to protect us?
Yep.
That we talked about deepfakes yesterday. Yeah. Like, what are you guys doing to protect us more?
That's a good conversation.
We put our livelihoods on your social platforms, spend hours a day,
put
and
all
money.
this money.
You guys are billionaires. Protect us.
That's a really good point. I would like to see what you guys think. Will Whoopi apologize to Bella Thorne?
I think she will, because how tearful that video was. Right. If it was a tweet, I'm not so sure Whoopi would, but I think
face-to-face
Whoopi is a very compassionate person. I think if Whoopi sees
the other side, she might
hurt Bella Thorne was, I think she will. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I think she overdid it in terms of Bella. I think she's overdoing it, looking for sympathy out of this. I mean, we all have stuff on our clouds that we don't want out. But if it's something where, hey, like she said, when you take the picture, there is a possibility of it getting out. I just think that it hit Bella. I don't understand why she was so worked up like that, because
she felt shamed about her own sexuality.
I don't think she was on your...
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. New York is now the 13th state to issue driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. Before signing the bill into law, Democratic Governor Cuomo expressed concerns about preventing undocumented drivers from being targeted by federal authorities. Bill supporters say it will decrease uninsured drivers, improve road safety, and boost the economy, but opponents fear it will just encourage illegal immigration. However, this law does not deal with U.S. citizenship. So I want to make that clear. Only driver's licenses. So DBL Nation, should undocumented immigrants be issued a driver's license?
All right, our first comment comes from JT from Facebook. He says, indeed not. We are required to provide proof of a lawful presence through a number of valid documents. But undocumented immigrants can bypass those norms to receive special treatment. You know what, JT, I was with you this morning, man, and then I went up and I read on this. When it comes to what you're saying about a document, they're able to provide their passports. And they said that the DMV is going to be trained and county clerks are going to be trained to be able to spot out fakes. So if we got the training and the eyes that are involved to be able to spot out fakes, I'm okay with that part of it.
Okay. Violet from Facebook says, people make it seem as though they're just handing out licenses. You still have quite a few documents before you can even get a license.
Thank you.
Chill. Violet, I have to be super honest too. I was not interested in this and I thought it was a terrible idea until I did some research. So I recommend you guys taking a look and slowing down a little bit, because on the surface, this looks a little crazy. But what I heard is it's a ripple effect. Parents can't pick up their kids. They can't volunteer. They can't buy baby formula. If you get in an accident, you can't have any insurance with that person.
They can't come to your job that you are employing an undocumented immigrant at, so you are complicit.
Exactly. So my advice is this would be a public safety issue.
Pamela from Facebook says, unbelievable. Just roll out the red carpet and give them everything we've got. And Pamela, I was hearing you earlier because I think this is a Band-Aid on a bigger issue. Because, you know, right now we have 800,000 undocumented migrants currently in the country, and it takes 700 days to complete each one of their cases. And so it's just like we're getting more and more. We have to figure out a better solution.
Attorneys need to be at the borders. We need asylum-seeking attorneys of immigration that know the law and can speed this up. It's all red tape.
Agree. Matt from Facebook says, I would rather have illegal immigrants licensed and insured. They will be here regardless. That's exactly right, Matt. And this is not just everybody. This isn't a free-for-all, as Brandon said. You still have to qualify for certain documents. This is just another one of those that will follow suit to those other documents like your passport. So there is a legal road to get here, no pun intended. And at the end of the day, not only does it boost the economy, but it protects all of us. So let's just remember that, and let's also have a little bit compassion here. People are just automatically think that that an illegal immigrant is just going to be come into all these benefits, and that's simply not the case. So, and why would it matter anyways?
I think people are looking at.
Why do you care so much?
Because I think people are having a hard time separating just the having a license part of it to them actually having like a green card and the citizenship.
It's a tough path to get there. A very tough path.
It's a 13th state to pass it.
Yep. All right. So. Thank you for writing in. We love hearing what you have to say. Justin Bieber's tweet about fighting Tom Cruise might have started as a joke, but there's a chance it would actually happen. Yeah. Let's hear from Raquel Villanueva. She's all the details.
I hear you, and you're hearing that right. UFC President Dana White says a Tom Cruise-Justin Bieber fight might not be such a far-fetched idea after all. He says when he first saw this tweet from Bieber, he initially brushed it off as a joke. But then White tells TMZ he got some phone calls from people connected to the stars, and Cruise might actually be interested in doing the fight. White says he'd be an idiot not to make the fight happen. If both parties are really serious, he's ready to talk. Now, Bieber has trained with Floyd Mayweather, and Cruise has done all his own movie stunts, so the competition would be tough.
Thank you so much, Raquel. Wow. Do you think that Tom Cruise would actually do it?
Kick his ass, Seabass. That's what I want to see.
Which one, Tom Cruise or Bieber?
Tom Cruise. Just because you trained with Floyd Mayweather doesn't mean you have those hands.
Not Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. My question is this. Was this all a setup? Was this all planned in advance?
I don't even care. I just want to see it go down.
Am I the only one who doesn't care? I wouldn't even watch this on a rainy day, bored in the house. This is stupid.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry.
I would consider flying out to wherever it was.
I'll go with you.
Come on.
I love me Tom Cruise.
So you're saying this is the equivalent of watching you play dodgeball?
And hitting you in the head.
All right, coming up on DBL, warmer weather means it is short season, and we've got the best looks that will flatter any body type. Don't go away.
say, but how angelic. Come here. Look at this.
You're
Look how
embarrassing me.
beautiful in white Kelly looks.
It got
And her
wrinkled.
hair, and like, I just think she looks fabulous. I would like a more open t-shirt like this more often.
Oh,
And I
don't think they like that for on
No,
air, though.
well, we
so,
do.
Yeah.
The big busted ladies do. We all, boobs are real. Really, really beautiful, Kelly. Just want to let you know. A lot of you writing in, and I wanted to ask you guys a question. If you were Whoopi Goldberg, would you double down or would you go back on this? And I wonder what you guys would say. So write in and say, either, just say Whoopi will go back or won't. I can't imagine Whoopi not seeing Bella Thorne hysterically crying and saying that you shamed me and not do something. So write us in, do you think Whoopi will change her mind or not change her mind? Show David what he does. So bad. Oh! Welcome back to DBL. The summer heat is upon us, and while shorts may seem like the most reasonable clothing option, showing that much leg can make a girl or a boy self-conscious. Well, that's why our very own Stephanie Jones met up with stylist Jordan to learn the short trends that flatter every body type. So check it out.
Jordan, summer is officially here. Shorts, they look chic, but sometimes it's really hard to know how to style them and how to wear them.
Absolutely. Shorts are tough, but shorts are super in, and there are more options than ever for women looking for great shorts. You can look for anything that's really going to make you comfortable. So if you want something a little longer, put you more into maybe more of a Bermuda short, something that's going to hit right about 7 inches mid-leg, something really flattering that's going to show you off but be comfortable.
Yeah.
I love the athleisure look. It's so in right now. So there's so many more options of elastic waist shorts, things that have a cute little cut up the thigh to show off the leg a little bit better, and then linen. Linen is the all-forgiving short. Those high-waisted linen shorts are super in right now with the tie, so I kind of try to go with that look for today. But they're flattering, they're comfortable. It's an easy look to take from day to night. So pair it with a cute little Oxford shirt and maybe some sandals for the farmer's market.
So, you just mentioned the high-waisted shorts.
Yeah.
That's good because I'm guessing, is it like hiding a bit of the tummy?
Yes, it's a little bit more flattering, I find, universally. Try to avoid pleats, cargo shorts. You don't want a lot of weight. Something that's gonna hug a little bit more is always going to be more flattering to your body.
Okay, and what should we pair our shorts with, do you think?
I think it depends on your mood. A cute little blouse is always great. If you want a little bit more coverage, do a longer short with a flowy tank top.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of really great options. I would avoid really bulky things.
Jordan, you've given me loads of different style advice, color advice. I feel like I'm ready to get the pins out, get some shorts. I'm ready for summer.
Awesome, let's go get some shorts.
Okay, let's go. Shop, shop, shop.
What about jorts? We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by Good.
Hi DBL Nation, Agent R here with your report on the new Men in Black International. So, is it worth seeing, or will you make me want to erase your memory? Well, the answer is no, not really. It's not spectacular, but it's still a good, fun time. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson do make the movie fun, and there is some good moments, but it's not the same magic as the original. This was made for a new generation to see, so you're not going to see any callbacks or unfortunate cameos from the originals. This is really its own standalone movie with kind of callbacks to the general plot, but not any actual players in it. So that said, if you were looking for that, you're not gonna get that. But if you have kids and this is their first time seeing Men in Black, I think they're gonna like it. They're gonna like the little creatures. It's their first time seeing a whole new set of aliens for them to go and love like we did. So I would say give it a chance if you have kids. Now, if you're going for the nostalgia, I think you might be a little bit disappointed because, like I said, it is its own movie with its own jokes, and Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson kind of have their own movie together, Thor Ragnarok, and sometimes you get those moments and that chemistry that they had there, and you kind of forget that this is a new movie. It just feels like them in different outfits. But other than that, I would say I did laugh at some points, and there were some points that dragged on a little bit and there were plot holes. But overall, if you're just looking to have some mindless fun and you don't want to see a movie that's going to win an Oscar, because this isn't going to, I would say go see it. But you might be, I might be wrong. You might disagree with me. Let me know, and you can erase my memory next time.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Tori.
Well, this is interesting. A lot of people wrote in about Whoopi, and Janae Robinson said Whoopi should absolutely apologize. Her delivery and tone were totally inappropriate. That's sort of the nuanced conversation we had. It was the way she said it that seemed so shaming. GLG Contracting also says, I would pay to pay-per-view to watch that fight.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Tom Cruise Bieber fight.
Come on.
Tie it to
I
charity.
have to disagree.
Tie it to charity.
I guarantee
Fine, I'd rather go to that charity event than watch that stupid fight.
Oh, it wouldn't be stupid. Tom Cruise would take him out.
You think so?
Yes.
Whoa.
Tom Cruise he does his own stunts.
I know.
I'd rather take a nap.
Take a nap?
Well, you can stay here. We'll all go to Vegas, have a good time,
Cruise on a cruise
place our
ship.
bets.
Yep.
Cruise on a cruise ship. Wow. You've been hanging out with her too much. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.